Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. You know that song? I can't hear it right now, but you know what it means if you're a listener, and when I'm putting this together, I'll be able to hear it. That means it is the... Jeez, rough start already. It means it's time for the weekend, and it's time for the James Freel Show. I am your host, James Freel. As always, I am very happy to have you with me. So, if you are a regular listener, you will recognize that it's the second week in a row where the podcast has sounded... It probably sounds a little better now than it did last week. But you will recognize that it does not sound as good as per usual. And I gotta say, I'm not going to use this expression the way it's typically used. I'm going to say I'm definitely more frustrated by that than you are. But it's not for any sort of altruistic reason. It's really more so just the fact that my schedule these past few weeks, I mean, everyone's busy. I know everyone's busy, but I have been more busy than normal, so to me it feels like, whoa, my world is way busier than anyone else's could possibly be. I know that's not really the case, but that's how it feels. So this is actually being... am I gonna let the... I can't say that without already letting the cat out of the bag. This is being recorded on Thursday, September 20th, but the episode is for Friday, September 21st, 2018. Audio quality is probably going to be garbage, because what you may have realized is that it may or may not. I'll give you two guesses where I'm, there's no way I can go. Basically, I'm recording this in a car right now with a little bootleg tape recorder. And I feel like I'm projecting way louder than I actually need to. But anyway, before that, I'm already starting to ramble, so let's get in with the news for the uninformed, because it was... Well, now I'm going to finish talking about what I wanted to say. I'm so determined to keep getting these out there. Last week I couldn't because I had a networking event, so I still did it the night of, but I didn't have my studio, I didn't have my microphones, my interface, which I really, really am starting to miss, because by the time I get back, it'll have been 3 weeks since I've used them, and I really like using those things. Am I shouting right now? I feel like I'm shouting just because this thing might be further away, and I also feel inclined to check every 20 or 30 seconds because I'm paranoid that it may not be on and I don't want to miss out. I'm not only am I in a car, but I'm in a parking garage right now, and I probably look like a mental patient. I shouldn't use that in a derogatory term. Those people are actually sick. But either way, I made an effort to park away from everyone possible, so as no one can see me sitting in my car projecting my voice extremely loud. So I've got so much momentum going. I think what is this? Cars are driving by, but luckily far enough that they can't see. How many shows do I have I gone straight without taking a break? That's the main reason why I'm working so hard to keep this going, is just momentum. It feels good to get these out there. Darn. Oh, here we go. Alright. Darn it. Yeah, that sounds really entertaining. I gotta watch that later. Just an upload. This is what happens when I do it and I'm sitting in front of a smartphone instead of a laptop, because they're so easy to get distracted by. But I gotta add that to watch later. Look up my channel, The James Freel Show. I don't remember. I've got 13 videos up. It's decent momentum. That's more than I've ever had up before. I don't think I have any views on the past 4 episodes, which is totally understandable. Yeah, last one I had was over a month ago. So, I'm really saying that to no one when I talk about, if you're a regular listener. So really, the whole situation, the way I'm seeing it right here, and I'm just calling balls and strikes as I see them. We got a psychopath sitting in his car, talking into a tape recorder, that no one will likely ever listen to, or if they do, it is definitely to make fun of it. Geez, someone's turning the wrong. That is hilarious. Someone's driving down the wrong. So the way this parking garage is set up is the ramps, they interchange. Imagine, take your 3 middle fingers, okay, and lift the middle finger up. That's how this parking garage is layered. And your left finger is the down, your right finger is the up. This guy just went down the up. Luckily, it's so great. He was on the cell phone. Oh, geez. I got to get into news for the uninformed. Because even though I'm in a car, I'm still going to be doing that. But basically, as I was saying, the way I see it is we got a psychopath. No, I don't know if I'm not a psychopath, but someone with low self-esteem talking into a tape recorder that no one's going to listen to. But, alright, now we got someone walking by. I'm just going to hold up my phone. Yeah, if I hold up my phone, I could just be FaceTiming someone. I look like much less of a psychopath that way. I really shouldn't be using that term. But anyway, let's get into news for the uninformed. Our top story: faculty at the University of Richmond are being credited for the rescuing nearly 70,000 bees after a tornado on Monday took down a tree near the school's campus. University facilities who were called to remove the tree found an unusual surprise upon arrival. Thousands of bees were swarming the area. The tree, which had rotted in the middle, was full of them. Lots of bees. Oh, wow. So we just got alright. So that's a lot of bees. I don't know if that's it sounds like a lot. I don't... Got a picture or something? I don't know. Moving on. In sports, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin told the media on Wednesday that he disciplined All-Pro wide receiver Antonio Brown for failing to show up to the team's facility Monday for meetings following Pittsburgh's 42-37 loss to Kansas City. Mike Tomlin said, "He and I met yesterday for an extended period of time after practice. I'll leave the nature of that conversation between us. There was discipline involved for his missing meetings on Monday." Interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You all know that I'm a Bengals fan. You know what my team is. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the Steelers lose. I did watch that game. And, it is what it is. I don't buy that it was a family reason that Antonio Brown didn't show up. Especially considering the way he's treated his family socially. I just don't buy it. It's just, there's too much weight. Is it possible? Yes, but looking at all things, I mean, maybe there was a family thing going on, but had they had a victorious win the next day, I highly doubt that family emergency alone would have prevented him from showing up. That's all I gotta say. What I think is most likely is he was just grouchy about it and didn't want to show up. He was yelling at his offensive coordinator. But I think it is possible that he also had a family thing going on, and maybe he convinced himself that was the reasoning why. Who knows? So there's your sports for the week. And in pop culture, the 70th Emmy Award. I thought we had the 70th Emmy Awards. Anyway, the Emmys were this week. The evening began with Amazon winning 4 of the first 5 awards presented for its period comedy, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That's weird. I have not heard of that. Interesting. Oh, no way. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm talking out of turn here. I'm going to see if another car goes by. I'm just sitting here, and that definitely changes my self-esteem, or my level of paranoia when it comes to, because I've been worried about, if we go back to how I was talking about how this parking garage is laid out, there have been times where I drive okay, so if you want to pull out, you may have to go the wrong direction for 10 feet to get to the center ramp to go down, or up, depending on the direction. But, I've seen that happen. Unless, for all I know, he could be getting a ticket, but I don't think they got security cameras in here. Who knows? Alright. So we're rambling now. I already knocked out a lot of that. So the reason I will not be able to do this tomorrow, and the reason I'm doing it today is I got a wedding to go to. And it's a wedding of a friend that I have not seen in... I haven't seen him since Super Bowl 51 when I went over, so geez. Coming up on over a year and a half. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. I'm glad I was invited. I really am. Got their wedding gift together and whatnot. I think it's gonna be a good time. Shout out to them. This guy's walking by, and I'm not looking into my cell phone, so for all he knows, I'm a nut job or a crazy person just sitting here talking. I got the windows rolled up right now, also. I wonder if the ambiance sounds like a parking garage. Let me roll down this window. No, I don't want to do that, because if someone walks by, then they'll definitely hear me. But I like weddings. Yeah, I haven't been to a wedding since August of 2016, I believe. And that was a good wedding. I was best man in it. Best man in that wedding. That was a good one. It was, I don't know. It's tough talking in a hot car like this, but I'm determined to punch out this episode. Oh boy, James, are you really gonna yawn while you do this? I'm really concerned. Maybe I'm not shouting. Well, I think I am shouting because I sound a lot louder, and normally I've got headphones on so I can hear myself talk, so there's no reason for me to feel like I have to shout. But I can do my best to mix it. Like I said, it's not like anyone's gonna listen to this anyway, unless it goes viral as a cringe thing. Who knows? So what else is going on? We got Thursday night football tonight. I don't know the results of it, but you do if you're into Thursday night. If you're into football and you happen to be listening to this. You got the Browns and the Jets. I hear they're actually giving away tickets for free. There are tickets for free. Let me look this up on my app. Oh geez. Let's see what we got here. We got the, it's funny, I'm going to an app. Oh, wow, these tickets aren't that bad. Not that, it's not for Bengals tickets. Broncos at Bengals, that could be a good game. Sunday, December 2nd. Got tickets up in the nosebleeds. Yeah, it's just I couldn't forgive me. Spending that much is just too much. Last year I was able to go to a bunch just because it was so, wow, that's not a bad seat either. Let's see what we got here. But, wow, lots of uhs in the show. And typically, if one was going this bad, I would have restarted. But I don't really have that option because I've got to be somewhere by 6. I guess I could restart it, but at this point, it's just like, I guess it's not really worth it. New York Jets at Browns. Alright, let's see what we got here. One ticket. So no, there are no free tickets here. I kept seeing the ad for it, that it was, but it was not. What else do I got to talk about? I don't want to talk about workplace drama. That sounds depressing. Who wants to listen to that? I don't know what I'll regret more. Putting this one up or putting one up when I've had a few adult beverages. Because when I do that, the filter's gone. I mean, it's still somewhat there, but it's gone enough that... Alright, I think I'll do this. It's gone enough that I say regrettable things. There you go. Does it sound like a parking garage now? If someone shows up, I'm going to have to close it. You know what, I'm actually going to close it now because I'm hearing my voice reverberate, and I got a good feeling that if I talk like that the whole time, it'll echo throughout. And then James Freel technically will be broadcasted, albeit through acoustics and not really, not the traditional sense of hooking up wires. You know what I sound like to myself right now? I sound like me listening to myself right now, I think I sound like a really bad guy at an open mic for stand-up comedy who might actually be kind of good sometimes, but he's like heavily intoxicated, so he's going off on these tangents. No, actually, he's also bad when he's sober, but drinking gave him the confidence to get up on stage. That's what I remind myself of right now, because I've never seen that happen, but yeah, comedy's just one of those things that's really tough to be good at, and even if you are good at it, it's tough to make it. It's like you got to get through 3 crazy tough barriers. I don't even know what they are, and then after you get through those 3, there are like 4 more, so really there are 7 barriers. See that? I can do basic math. Oh geez, this is rough. This is not a good show. That's how determined I am to keep this, that's probably loud. That's how determined I am to keep this momentum going. How much more time do I got going? I got 14 more minutes to go. I can do it. Listening to this, that means I did do it. If not, that means I didn't. This probably sounds like complete garbage. Alright, let's move away from the self-deprecation, because whenever I think back to the episodes that I've done, it wasn't the episodes where I was talking bad about myself. It was the episodes where I actually had a coherent thought, and I did it, and it worked out well. But I just can't get over the fact of how nuts I kind of look right now. Just the whole kind. Yeah, all right. No, we're moving away from that. We're moving away. Oh, let's see, what do we got here in my. Let's talk about glove boxes. No, we're not taking that easy route. Gotta find something to talk about. You had a whole. How many hours are in a week? How many hours are in a week?
It's 168 hours.
All right, you had a whole 168 hours to not even to come up with something. It's just you had this 168 hours passed. Granted, you were sleeping for about 56 of those, probably a little less, probably around 50 actually. Actually more like 49, 48. But still, what's 100? I don't even remember what the number was. 168? Am I that stupid? Oh boy. Alright, I'll tell you what I've been doing this week. Been on the telephone a lot with a lot of these yeah, this is a good topic I'll talk about. With a lot of vendors. And I'm amazed by the idea, like I'm going on these websites where I'm calling these corporations of instrumentation, and for all they know, I could just be wasting their time. You know, you can just call them to make company, or to, I don't know, I guess you'd have to star 6-7 them. But so far, it's one of my big fears in life, has always been talking on the phone. And I hope I didn't talk about this last week, or I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before, but I'm in a car right now. What do you expect from me? Oh boy, we gotta bounce back from this. And you know what else you gotta bounce back from? Using that sports analogy, how you've been on the off season. Maybe we got our home opener coming up, and I think last week we stagnated. I think the week before was the week where, you hear that train? Oh boy. Oh, I just had a really bad thought about. Okay, well, let's get back to talking about the vendors. So, yeah, so far all of them have been pretty nice. I tend to forget, like I was saying, I'm sorry, backtrack here. I've always had sort of a fear of talking on the phone. And the reason why, and this is what I'm afraid I might have talked about already, but the reason why I kind of don't like it is because, first off, interpersonally, I do not have the best communication skills. That's just the truth. That's how I am. So, when it comes to, how do I say it? Oh, that big long yawn right in the middle of the show. A conversation to me is like a wall. No, that's a bad analogy. What is a conversation to me? It's like a chef who's cooking 4 different meals at the same time, and he's constantly trying to find the right balance between all of them, and you gotta turn the heat up on that one, and you gotta flip that one, and you gotta see where it's gonna go, and this red... Oh, no. Okay, good. I was worried they were gonna park right next to me. Yeah, their window opens. They probably would have heard me. I wonder how much you can hear, like, the ambient noise of a garage behind me. But anyway, you've got all these things to control, and seasoning's a huge deal. I feel like when you're on the phone, it's like I have 2 seasoning cabinets, you just locked one of them. And what I mean by that is like all the visual cues that I normally have during a conversation that help inform me on how I need to react, where I need to go. I feel like that gets taken away. It gets taken away. And when that goes, it makes it more stressful. But anyway, as I've said, I tend to forget that I am actually the customer in that situation, so it's on the... I would hate to have to answer phones all day. That would be rough. On a more personal note, because like I said, I'm probably... Me, myself, isn't James Freel, the person talking, is probably the only one who's ever going to listen to this. There's a few job openings. One of the fellows, who's a very nice guy, had resigned from his work position. And so that, originally there were 3 openings. I mean, originally there were 2, now there's 3. So, oh boy. If I don't at least get an interview, that's going to be rough. I don't know if they'd want me, though, and I don't even know if that's the route that I'm in. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Last night, I went to Target. It was really good. I stopped... See, this is... And you know what else is getting rough? Is that, is how I constantly back in to... I'm like this feedback loop. It constantly jumps back to that because I think that's a safe topic to have. But I'm going to try to see if I can get through the rest of this show without mentioning how bad it is. Starting... after I say it. But the thing is, like, it's still going to be bad whether I say it or not. So by that logic, shouldn't I just not talk about how bad it is? I mean, I guess the point of that is to let any potential listener realize that I'm aware that it's not good. But it is what it is. I'm really starting to warm up in here. How much time we got? Alright, I still got about 7 more minutes to kill, which I can do. It can be done. Alright, let's see what this guy's doing. He's got his keys in his mouth. The trunk's open. He's looking for something. He's got his back passenger door open. Don't drop your keys in the trunk. That's always really bad. And close it. And the car's locked. And what are you gonna do? I actually had I locked my keys in my car one time in this parking garage. It was a crazy experience. But it was a good one because the police officer showed up. He got it out. I was worried I was going to have to like call a locksmith to come get it out. That was a stressful situation. Right now this week I kind of feel like I'm in this ball of stress mode. And it's not really even stress, it's just busy mode. Just working all these evenings has kind of taken a toll on me. Luckily it's only for 1 semester. And I'm glad I'm at the point where I'll say in less than a year I'll be done. And boy, we all know how time goes. These years just fly by. And I've got all these... I'm really going to look back. I hope. Well, actually, I hope I solved the problem instead of looking back. And, like, I stress out about my student loan situation. But it's going to get taken care of. I don't have a choice not to. I'm not doing that income-based stuff. That's not going to fly with me. Well, first off, I don't even think I have enough to qualify for it. But it's a lot. And I am determined to take care of it. Because that's the only... It's going to suck. It's really going to suck. But I got to make it happen. It has to. That's the only answer. I can't just curl up and let it go. I've got a friend who's and there's no way he's going to listen to this, but I'm not like I'm saying anything mean about him. But he likes to say, "Oh man, that sucks." And it kind of does hurt when he does that, because I'm kind of went to him for like some support, but instead he gives me that, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know it sucks. I didn't tell you that to hear you say it sucks." But it is what it is. It's something I worry about. I'm trying to not worry about, because what I was saying before is, I hope that when I'm 40, I don't look back and say, "Wow, I spent so much of my 20s just worrying about that." But at the same time, I don't know if I would get it done if I didn't worry about it. That the worry is what motivates me, because I'm trying to make that feeling go away, because I hate that feeling and I need it gone. And you know what? I'm going to sacrifice, it's probably going to take 5-6 years to get it taken care of, realistically, probably 7. But it is what it is. I live in a great country where I like to talk about, I'm so fortunate though that this is my biggest problem, because I never worry about where my next meal is coming from. I'm relatively healthy, although I will say I did skip out on the elliptical for this, and that kind of frustrated. I've done it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I normally don't do it Monday, don't do it Wednesday. But I wanted to do it today, but I'm like, I'm not gonna have time because of the wedding. I'm going straight from there to here. Jeez, I need to pick out what I'm wearing to that when I get home tonight. Luckily, I only work a 4-hour shift. It's late, and it takes a toll on you. I like to relax at the end of the day. We'll just see how it all plays out. All right, we got how much time here? 20. We got about 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. I told you it would happen. Told me it would happen. Oh, level 4. That's the level I'm parked on. I wonder how safe these are. Has a parking garage ever collapsed? Let me Google that really quick in the last few minutes I'm here. Open it up on the app. Has a parking garage ever collapsed? It's not even a suggestion. Parking garage collapse in Irvine. Fire department says no one inside of smashed cars. No one was hurt when a 2-story parking garage in Irvine partially collapsed on Tuesday. Wow, this was on July 31st. So yes, it does happen. Wow. That was in America too. This one was in August. Yeah, thank goodness no one was hurt. I mean, it could happen. It always could happen. Looks like that's the only story I could find from that. What am I talking about stories for? I tell you that in News for the Uninformed, because you listen to this because, I don't know why you would listen to this. This car is a truck. See, there's a speed bump right here, and people drive to avoid it, and it keeps on looking like they're gonna park right next to me. If they do, I'm just gonna keep talking. I mean, we're almost done here, so it is what it is. All right. On college campuses, they still have all these push for help speakers, and they keep those things up to date. They're determined. I wonder if that's a city ordinance or something. You'd think with smartphones and cell phones just being so ubiquitous, they would let it go. I guess I got a little sauna. I did take a sauna yesterday. I did. See, that's the stuff I should be talking about. And look at that. We're already almost done. Got 1 minute left. Yeah, I took a sauna yesterday. It was a good experience. I also took one on Saturday. I went into school to study. I thought the library would be open. I thought the gym would be open. Neither were at the time. The library wasn't at all. It was an experience, though. Being at school when no one's there. It's a whole another thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much if you listened this far. Thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna probably pass out in this hot car. No, I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna stop trying to be funny when I am well aware that I will. Alright, take care, and I will see you next week. Bye.